Hey guys, Dave with Moniology here. Hope everyone is having a great weekend. This is June 2nd, 2019, and this is the rare earth sector review. So most of these companies are new to me, but I went ahead and put together a watch list of names that really broke out due to the trade talks and trade wars speculation between China and the US. And so obviously these are very speculative names. I'm looking at them from a weekly perspective to remove some of the short-term noise and to give you a better perspective of what may take place in the coming days, weeks, and months ahead. But for those of you new to our videos, I just want to point out that our website, Moniology.com, and is going to be a freemium service. There's going to be a lot of free content. There's going to be some premium content, and that's coming soon. It's in development, and it's slated to launch in July. I appreciate your support, and we're opening the premium content to the first 100 subscribers. We've got about 45 slots left. If you want to be a part of this community that we're building, send us a note at dave@moniology.com. So let's take a look at what's taking place in the rare earth sector. So starting with just the rare earth ETF, and this goes to show you how far it's fallen from a high of close to 29.50 all the way to a low of 13.05. And you know, it's interesting here. We have a double bottom right now, but we have a very nice positive divergence, and this downtrend it appears like it's on its last legs, and it looks like it wants to break out higher. And when you see a positive divergence, that's your first sign of interest, if you will. And then look at this volume. It's incredible, the volume that we've had. PPO has now circled back above zero, so it shows that momentum from a longer term perspective is certainly entering the space. And although I'm not sure, I haven't looked into the various larger cap companies that make up this ETF. Perhaps I'll do that for the next video. But I've got a number of stocks and companies that I've through the Twitter community have helped me put together this particular watch list. So take a look at the returns. You'll see most of these returns have been spectacular in the last week. That's likely unsustainable, and the biggest risk that amateur investors have is that they rush into it because of the breakout. They think that just because it moved from 4.5 cents to about a high of close to 18 cents, it's going to continue this way, and it may. However, at some point, it's going to pull back, and it's going to pull back hard. So if you didn't jump in on this trend, don't ride this particular wave, in my humble opinion, unless it's with a very small position, because these things can fall just as quickly as they rose. And for me, I think that the uptrend has begun. However, I want to see this retest potentially this particular breakout point. You know, it may never do that again, but we'll see. But obviously, the next point of resistance, major point of resistance, is this 200-week moving average around 23 cents. But my hunch is there may be a pullback at some point very soon. Commerce Resource Corp. This one again, as you'll see, the pattern did really well. Not as well as Avalon did. But this one broke out of its downtrend. I like this base is very constructive, and it just barely broke out. So here there might be a greater opportunity and less risk of a major pullback. You've got Defense Metals Corp, DEFN. This one, it's still consolidating. There's not much action here in the last week relative to the others in the sector, but it has broken above the 50 RSI point, and this one really can take off if it breaks above that 21 cent level. Fortune Minerals, FT.TO, another one that's been rather quiet, but it's building a very nice base and kind of like an inverse head and shoulders. If this can break above the 13 cent level and find support here at that 38 level of RSI, where it's found resistance in previous times past, that will be your sign that this really wants to run. And obviously it runs very powerfully. Went from 16 to 38 back to 7 cents. So if it can break 13, it can make a nice run towards that 34 cent level. Greenland Minerals, this is one we've pointed out in past videos, where too bad we just didn't have the capital to allocate to this particular name. But this one we really liked for a while, and kudos to any of you who actually purchased based on a recommendation. This one's clearly breaking out on every time frame, and so while it may pull back to that 7 cent zone, the risk reward is just so nice, and we think that it's going to see 15 to 16, so effectively a double even from these prices. But again, it could pull back, and so keep that in mind if you're initiating a new position. GeoMega Resources, another one, beautiful base over the course of a couple of years. Now broke out, and here's the thing: it consolidated below the 200 moving average. That's a very healthy move, and so it might consolidate here further or it might break out. But this is a great base to have your risk reward entry. Leading Edge Materials Corp, another one that broke out of a nasty downtrend here from 10 cents all the way to a high of close to 35 cents on the week. It could pull back. There's obviously a lot of volatility in this sector, but you know, it looks to me like this one's starting a new uptrend. Canada Rare Earth Metals is another name that's done really well. I like the constructive nature of this move, and it hasn't been just in one swoop. It's been building a base, and then it's been building positive momentum here for a while, and now you see that you've got the 50-week moving average curling higher and now above the 200-week moving average, both of which are acting as support. So whereas it might consolidate here for a while, a break above 10 cents and this one can skyrocket. Linus Corp, this is probably one of the more major players in the space. This, I believe, and I haven't done my due diligence on this, is a Japanese-based producer, and they do a number of things, so it's far more diversified. But it's broken out here, and it's had a really nice base after a nice rounded base that it's built since 2015. So this is kind of like a cup and handle, and now it's breaking out of this cup and handle. This is, of all the charts in the sector, this one it just seems to me to have the most best risk reward entry of any company. But again, do your due diligence, please. Medallion Resources, another one that's has been basing for about 3 to 4 years, and now it seems like it wants to make another play, but it's done this before. But look at the volume this time around versus past. So if it can break above the 18 cent level, which corresponds with the 200-week moving average, and consolidate there for a while, that's what I want to see. That's going to be your trigger to really go long from an investment perspective versus just the speculative trade. Rare Earth Element Resources, another one, basing for a long time and finally broke out here, and it broke out with positive divergence, which is what you want to see. This one obviously has had the best performance this week of any in the sector, and it closed the week above the 200-week moving average. Keep an eye on this one. I want to see it consolidate here for a while for me to get interested, but this can go far, and clearly someone likes this name very much. Alright, so Search Minerals, another one that's been consolidating for a while, but this one has not yet really broken out. Obviously, a move from 4 cents to 5 cents is big in percentage terms, but I want to see this break above 6 cents, and then that can make a very quick run towards 9 cents. Once it breaks out above 9 cents, there's a lot of green sky ahead. Texas Minerals is another one that we've recommended in past videos, so again, kudos to you guys who invested on that suggestion, but clearly a beautiful move, 93%, massive breakout above that 30 cent zone, and for us this would have been the trigger to go long right here above 30 cents, and it closed at the highs of the week. So it's very possible that next week it can run again another 20-30%, but again, I would be cautious of a pullback back to 30%. So if you're buying here at 55 cents thinking it's going to a buck, and it very well may, but it can also pull back to 30 cents. So be cautious, be careful. UCU, Ucore Rare Metals, another one of these massive pullbacks from high of 45 cents to a low of 9 cents, and now it basically took off up about 69% this week. I want to see a pullback maybe all the way back to about 16 cents for me to get interested in this name. But again, the long-term trend is definitely in the bullish camp. A couple more names. Rare Element Resources. I think we've covered this one. Okay, I guess, is that it? Yep, that looks like it's it. So anyways, guys, bottom line is a great opportunity has just entered my radar, and I like that. I like the first breakout. It's okay to miss the first 100%, and the question is, can you catch the next 10-bagger move in this particular space. Now this is the time to do your due diligence. Time to look at the various companies, where they're located, and now the sector is hot, but wait for it to pull back if you're not already in it. But again, it goes to show you the potential of finding undervalued sectors that have been consolidating for a long time, and perhaps initiating positions, small positions, and then watch it go 10-bagger on you in a couple of days. That's what we want to do. That's what one of the things Moniology is going to be about. So I encourage you to check out our site when it's up. Please follow us on StockTwits, Twitter, and YouTube at Moniology. Thanks again, and have a great week.